Hey, good morning. It's Ros Boundy Psychic Medium here. And we're here on a Monday morning. Oops, I'm just a little bit too high there. On Monday morning, the 14th of February. So happy Valentine's Day to you, wherever you are. If you're watching from the other side of the world, it's not quite there yet for you, but that's okay. And welcome to those who are actually in replay mode as well. And here we go. We've got Rena here this morning and also saying Happy Valentine's Day. And Rachel, you're not quite here yet for your Happy Valentine's, but Happy Valentine's for when you do transition into that day. Tomorrow, tonight, after you've had your sleep. It's lovely to have you here. And welcome to all of those who are watching via the YouTube channel, the Ros Boundy on Facebook, the My Time TV on Facebook, and the card reading group, but also especially to the body soul people who may be watching, because I am streaming to that app as well. Now, for those who may not know what that is, I have put a little link on how to download the app. A little video, of how to download the app. I think it's on my profile page, not sure. I can't remember where I posted it, but I've done one. I did it yesterday. So anyway, we'll move. What we're here for is the general card spread reading for the day using the LENORMAND deck of cards. So we know we're here for that. So tune into your senses, those psychic senses, the intuitive stream that you have going, those gut feelings and all the rest. And connect deliberately, tune into, turn on the switch with those who are your spiritual connections, whether that be the angelic realm or whether it is the spiritual essences that you've known and loved all your life. All of those sorts of connections that you can bring into the fore to give you the messages you're needing for the day today. So here we are with Sarah. Good morning. And we've got Kim on her way to work. Good morning. Lovely to have you all here today. Now, go over to the next scene on my eCam. I've had a full weekend of eCam, some mini training. So some of the stuff I may be bringing to you may be new ways around how I'm doing things. Let's see. So here we go. We've got the Owl card as per usual. We've got the deck in its 5-card spread in the cross format. Here we have the Owl card that is respect is earned, honesty is appreciated, trust is gained, and loyalty is returned. A beautiful photo of an owl there. There's just so many different types of owls out there. I really love them. They're a beautiful bird. And I'll put that back on my desk so that we don't keep the spread cluttered. Here we have the Inner Soul Guidance Oracle next, that I have become so used to drawing one of these cards now. They're beautiful with a gorgeous silver or gold gilding on the card itself. This is card number 11 and it's labelled Wings. It's a beautiful depiction of a butterfly with the heart centre as it soars. It's gorgeous. Spread your wings and take flight. There are no limitations. I think there's a bit of a trend here of taking flight. You know, the owls is the ones that I usually do as well. That beautiful energy around birds and flight and spreading wings. We do create our own limitations, so let's practice to release that and take our flight. Now, the cards that we have are the Gilded Reverie LENORMAND deck, and it is Sarah Marchetti as the artwork, and I use the expanded edition. So there may be, I haven't even looked at them yet. No, well, there sort of is some use of the expanded set because there is 2 men, 2 women cards in this particular deck, and it is the alternative woman that is there, the more mature one. And it's a lovely, lovely deck. So, and we've got Michelle's here as well too. Good morning. And we have Rena, your partner flew out this morning. Always fitting, aren't they? They definitely are. They definitely are. Now, here we go. Our 5 cards spread in the form of the cross we have the letter in our home space. We have the birch broom and whip in the workspace. What we have in the unexpected up the top of the cross is the parks or gardens. And then we move down to the woman in our role. And then we have the mice in that central position of the cross or the outcome card, the energies there. So shall we move into the explanation as I'm feeling it, as I'm speaking it, seeing the cards? So you certainly tune into what you're receiving, what you know that you need to be understanding, that your guidance, your spiritual connections are giving you as that little helper and symbol. You might see symbols yourself, clairvoyantly, using your own senses, inner senses, of what might be added to these as we move along in our reading today. So with the letter in that home space, it's communication. It's actually bringing in some of that we're needing to let others know. It is in that written form. So whether you're texting, be careful what you write down, because I'm feeling that sometimes things can come back to bite you on the bum. So if you're actually writing up a letter of agreement or something like that, or you're texting something and it's in the format that you can't take them back, because some of those messaging services, I think Messenger you can retract, but once seen, it's not able to be unseen, even in the memory. So have care in how you're putting your words to your family today, to those who are loved and nearest and dearest, and friends even, but those who you would communicate with on a more personal level. I love the oldness of this picture of the letter. It is that wax-sealed envelope with a handwritten letter using a quill pen. I don't think, I haven't seen anyone using a quill pen anymore with the nib and the ink. So it certainly is an old-fashioned, slower, more methodical, thoughtful way of writing, because it is a lot more difficult than what we have now of just a keyboard or our thumbs on a phone, even texting. So maybe it is indicating you might want to actually get a pen and paper out and try the old ink with the nibs. I have got the sets of them for calligraphy and for plain writing, or even just a fountain pen that has the ink flow through automatically. Got some of those too. It may be indicating you need to actually get them out to really be thoughtful and slow, more mindful, slower in the thought process, to actually piece it together in a way that you know is going to be so genuine and heartfelt as you're writing. So, and it could be that you yourself are going to receive a letter too. So, there's always two ways to it, isn't there? So be open to that for your day-to-day at some point. It's communication is the general trend and energy in the day for the home space. We're bringing ourselves over now to the workspace, and here we have another 11. We've got that powerful number doubled up in our spread today. So the 11 in the birch broom and the whip really is getting things into action. Give it a clean sweep first, then crack into getting things done with that open space, that freeing up the energy of stuff that needs to be gotten rid of, so that you can bring in new ideas and things like that. So it's a bit like a completion and finishing off the last little bits to be ready for that new start. So that's a bit more what the energy there in the birch broom and whip is about. So now we're moving on to receiving and seeing what the garden and the parks is going to do for us today in the unexpected energies. So certainly bring in that beautiful fresh air. Take the steps yourself in going out into nature and grounding. There might be some point in time through the day where you can do that. I'm looking out my window right now and seeing that it is cloudy skies from what was the absolutely perfect, almost perfect, beautiful day yesterday in the temperature and the weather. Well, here it was in Port Elliot anyway. It's almost looking like it's going to rain. And today's one of my days where I go swimming at the aquatic centre. And I think it'll be the first one when it's been a cloudy, cooler day. I'll still be going. So here I'll be out in Mother Nature, probably not in the sea. I'd love to go swimming in the ocean and the sea, but I don't like rips and I don't like the cold water. And at least in the pool, it is a bit warmer, heated-ish, so more regulated. But at least I get to go through the breath of fresh air as I'm walking in the little bit of park area as we go into the centre. So I know that's going to happen for me. Are you going to make it happen for you, moving out into that park, having the garden experience? Deep, fresh breaths of air. That's unexpected. I mean, those are those unexpected moments. I know what I'm going to be doing as far as the swimming goes, but it's still, the unexpected surprises even within that when we know something we're going to be doing, but something extra is going to come out of your day in that garden sense, in the natural sense, in being grounding with Mother Earth. Now, how are we looking at this mature lady? Is that directly related to you, or is it just the wisdom that someone around and about you has a mature feminine energy? Doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but I usually take the LENORMAND to be a little bit more on that direct, practical, specific side. So there will be so yes, take it as there will be the influence of the mature woman in your day-to-day in some form. And I think bringing a little bit of wisdom, something that you're going to be able to, yeah, really? Oh, okay. And have that sort of thinking and know that it's generally from the heart, that we are living from the heart, have that intention right from the start. So I think as far as our role goes, I can be that mature woman and be shining forth what I understand and know from my own experiences. How else can you actually really be at that authentic level of self if you're not sharing who you are? That came out from spirit, I know, because at the moment my brain's trying to process what I just said and I can't. So that to me is a bit of an indication that's direct from spirit. So understand it how you need to and be who you are in your completeness, whatever stage of life you are, whatever part of the journey that you're on. And that's what I think our role really is. So as we're moving to the central card where there's some mice, now just in case Dave does come back, does watch this does listen to this as almost as a podcast, I suppose, the visual that I'm seeing of this mouse. It's a mice card. I really love this mouse card because it's got so many little mice in there really taking advantage and gorging themselves on the food that is available and playing on whatever there is that they can play on almost, although mice will eat anything. And this indicates that here's this fat little mouse swinging from what looks like a bit of a rag still, and he's just about to chew through the last bit and land on his bum. It's just so playful to me. I like watching mice. I think they're a really intelligent little creature, and they've just got such a zest about them. They're just so active and mobile, and I love it. It's a pretty card. What's it saying to us, though? To me, it just says, as far as an outcome goes, that we've taken advantage of what the resources are that we have to hand, and that by the end of the day, you can say, oh, wow, I've really got down to that last little thread of using what I can, of being who I am, and it's nearly time to rest. Instead of continuing onward, let go of that swinging piece and just rest rather than overdoing it. Sometimes it's an awareness, being aware. It's a warning of don't overindulge too much, or else we will end up being too engorged, too hefty, too laden down with the energies. So allow that sense to kick in when you know that enough is enough. And that's what I'm feeling as far as the, for the pivot card and for the outcome too. It really is knowing when is enough at that point. We do I do feel seriously that we do know when there is enough at that point, you know. So we do say, oh, just one more little nibble. And I think that's what that's probably warning is. Just have that in mind. So it really is a lovely set of cards this morning. I'm quite intrigued at the synchronicities that the messages do have with where we're at in our life and what we have around us, the events that are happening around us, the things that we have around us, pointing us to what might be more important than another and focusing where, you know, the energy is directing us, giving us that bit of clarity, all sorts of things that we can learn from connecting with our spiritual guidance and in fact our own soul essence, in really living more towards where we are as our, oh, look, I won't say destiny, but it's the, you know, you just know when you're enjoying life, that's the right path we're meant to be following. When you start not to enjoy things or they seem to be too much of a drag and the rest, are you on the right path? Might need to actually see a different direction, a different perspective. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and I'm going. And you love the cards this morning too. Thanks, Rena. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave it there. So for this morning, you've got a slightly little shorter messages there, so that's good in some sense. We've got to the point and succinct this morning, so really tune into what the message is for you and how you're going to move forward in it with you in the day. Just keep being the best you that you can be, and I'll see you tomorrow about 8 o'clock. Namaste.